Joseph Parker has the boxing ability to beat Zhang.
I just think on the back of Zhang's last performance, you can't rule them out. Although Joe Joyce wasn't not the hardest to hit, Joseph Parker and Lee, who did a great game plan last time, they'll be working hard, and they wouldn't have took the fight if they didn't think they could win. So a fascinating matchup again.
When Zhang fought when Zhang fought Joyce, I think stylistically it was wrong for Joyce. I think stylistically Zhang suits Parker a lot more, so I wouldn't be surprised if Parker pulls off the win, and I like Parker. I like Zhang as well, I like them both, I've met them both. Two of the nicest guys I've ever met.
You did the Chinese with your dad, didn't you?
Zhang is one of the nicest blokes I've ever met. Even after the fight, I remember he saw my brother in the crowd with Joyce. He was celebrating, then he saw William, my brother, the blonde one, he was like, sorry, he was celebrating but apologising. What a nice gentleman he was. And Parker, I think Parker will be stylistically a bit wrong for Zhang, so I wouldn't be surprised if you don't see a Parker win against Zhang.
I think Zhang will win. I think Zhang will win. It's hard to concentrate right now. I think Zhang will win. Yeah, Parker been on a good run. Keane wasn't great. Wilder been out of the ring for 2 years, so the form Zhang's in, I probably would go for Zhang.
I go Parker now. I think he's rejuvenated. He's still only 31. Confidence. Pardon? Yeah, it's incredible. You think of the fights he's got behind him now, the experience that he has, the confidence that he has, and I feel he's really going to put on a good performance there. Zhang, very good fighter, but he may start feeling his age in that contest. But another brilliant fight.
I think Joseph Parker wins that fight. I like both. I really like both guys. I've known Joseph for a long time, and obviously we work with Zhilei. But I think Joseph's on a tremendous run. He's shown so many improvements over the last few years, and really coming into the peak of his career, it looks like.
So Joseph Parker against Wilder. Wilder, let's be honest, is not the fighter he was. Wilder is comfortable, you know what, I take the lick, takes the loss, he accepts it. Let's be honest, he's not the fighter he was. And Joseph Parker was in the right place at the right time to take advantage of that. So I'm giving credit where credit's due. Good win for Joseph Parker. He looks good on his record. Now against Zhang, he's got to go in there, because Joseph's a clever fighter. He's not silly, and he's probably learnt from the loss against Joe Joyce. He's learnt from that. And the one thing with Zhang, and Zhang is a bigger version of Joyce. So what Parker's got to do, he's got to box him, don't get greedy. Even though you're getting the shots off on landing, thinking I'll go for 3, I'll go for 4, I'll go for 5. You stay there, get hit by such a big unit. You've learnt the lesson from the fight you lost before against I can't remember, just said his name. But what I'm saying to you, Joe Joyce. But what I'm saying to you is, Joseph Parker has the boxing ability to beat Zhang. He's got to be smart, and he's got to be prepared to fight the full range, to box the full distance of the fight. This ain't going to be a stoppage. If he's looking for a stoppage, he's mad. He's going to get turned over. He needs to go in there and box him. Box smart, box sharp, in and out.
Good fight, really good fight. And you're talking about another man in Zhang, and obviously Parker's got a good boxing awareness, good boxing ability, and that's going to be a tough one to call, to be honest. That could go either way, that fight. Yeah, it could go either way. It's a 50-50.
Zhilei Zhang, I think, is one of the dark horses right now in the heavyweight division. He seems to have improved for me. I've loved the way he obviously stepped up, and he obviously dealt with Joe Joyce, because Joe Joyce was the little dark horse for a minute, seemed to be a destructive puncher and beating everyone, and he smoked Parker. And that was a shock to a lot of people, the stoppage, you know what I mean? So, if you do maths, you'd say Zhilei Zhang wins, but it's not always, 1 and 1 makes 2, as we saw. We all assumed Deontay Wilder was going to knock out Parker, and he won and boxed his head off, and now he's in this position. I do think Zhilei Zhang looks good, is big, is strong, is a lot fitter, because in his career in the past, he wasn't fit. I remember he fought one of those American guys one time, and he stumbled across the line. Do you remember that fight where his lungs were gone? And actually, I think he actually lost that fight, but they gave him the win. But then saying that, he beat Hrgovic, and they gave Hrgovic the win. So I mean, it swings and roundabouts in boxing, but I think it's a brilliant fight, like you're saying. And I'm going to be going with Zhilei Zhang, man.
I think Zhang wins pretty easily. I think Zhang wins, but it won't be easy, because Parker can move around. Parker got really Parker has really, really good feet. Joe Joyce does too, but he didn't want to move. You know, Parker is willing to move around the ring and be awkward. You know, so I would say it could be a close fight. It could be a close fight, but I would lean towards Zhang. You know, I would lean towards Zhang.
You know what? I rate Joseph Parker. I think Joseph Parker is better now than he's ever been in his whole career. Seriously, I was at his fight in Saudi, the first fight he had in Saudi against the American brother. He looked very, very good in that fight. But then the performance that he did against Deontay Wilder, even better. That was incredible. That was an incredible performance. He's got an incredible team behind him. Guys who know boxing, guys who sit down and so that's going to be a great fight, you know. It's going to be, it is a great fight. But Zhilei Zhang is a southpaw, he's big as well, right? So that is a pick-em, that's a 50-50 fight. But I want Joseph to win.
I think I'm a big fan of Zhilei Zhang. I think Zhilei Zhang might be a bit too clever too. I mean, he's southpaw, foot on the outside. Honestly, I couldn't fault the man. He's great. I thought he got robbed against what's his name, Hadrovic. I thought he won that fight hands down. I'm a big fan of Zhilei Zhang. I think he's going to cause a few problems for everyone, but I think he'd be too clever for Parker.
I mean, Zhang's very similar to Joyce. You know, he's a very, very strong, powerful man. He's kind of, you know what you get, again, a big, strong, slower guy, but he's in front of you and you can't get away from him. Parker's got his work to do. Great. I mean, look what Parker did with Deontay. We didn't expect that. I think that's more to do with what Deontay did than what Parker did. But listen, very, very good fighter, Joseph Parker. And do I think he can beat Zhang? Listen, this is heavyweight boxing. Anything can happen, right? It's one punch. So don't write any of them off. And it's going to be explosive and it's going to be very exciting. So.